Welcome to the first Sunday of Lent. Thank you for being here on this very cold beginning. But they claim, march in like a lion and out like a lamb. And celebrating the lamb at that time for Easter will be a great alternative. Lent is a wonderful season. But as you heard from all the readings, it could be a little bit of a downer. It's all about sins, temptations, mistakes, errors. Original sin. The first reading. And this one wasn't too bad. Genesis, the first book of the Bible, has different versions. They contradict one another. Literally, for centuries, Eve takes the rap for taking a bite out of an apple. Nobody even says anything to Adam, except she tempted him, Eve. When I started seminary 7 years ago, my first day, orientation day, was 109 of us in the class. I was probably one of the older ones in that room. Most of my contemporaries had just graduated Yale Divinity School and came in with an amazing amount of knowledge about the gospel, about sacred writings and works. I came in with a very different background, one that focused on sins and mistakes and catching people doing something wrong, but an odd combination. The first few minutes, I'm always early, as you all know. A young person came in and sat next to me. And she said, "Hi, my name is Eve." And I laughed. I said, "Oh my God, you're the cause of original sin." She did not laugh. Her name is now the Reverend Eve Stevens. We were classmates for all the years in seminary. We are dear and amazing friends. And today is her birthday. Everyone say, "Happy birthday, Eve." Happy birthday. She'll actually hear this. Eve actually let me look at this gospel passage, this idea of Genesis, in a very different way. How could the God that we love, a God that I believe has done so much for us, be so angry over a bite of an apple? What kind of God is that? And then to blame a woman of all things for causing this. No one's beating up the devil there, not then. Jesus will, years later, in the Gospel of Matthew that we heard today. Jesus tells the devil, "Get away from me, Satan. Get behind me." God doesn't pick on Satan during this first reading. I wonder why. It could be that the metaphor that's used here is something that could help us all today. And the metaphor is a simple one. We will make mistakes. Simple, basic mistakes. And everyone will do that. And God will forgive you. That's the whole point. Temptation is an odd thing. The temptation of an apple seemed pretty benign. It doesn't seem like, well, we could resist that. That's not a big deal. We have started Lent on Ash Wednesday. It'll be 40 days. It is supposed to emulate or copy Jesus' 40 days in the desert. 40 days with some very important things to remember. No food or wine, imagine that. Being there alone, being there with no one else, doubting yourself. How do I get through this? How do I do this all by myself? And the final temptation. Imagine being offered all of the power, all of the riches of the world. You could have this, but you have to bow down before me. Many of us think that Satan doesn't do that anymore. But I wonder if Satan comes in different forms. Going back to the 40 days of no food and no wine. We're all getting a little bit older now. The list of medications that I'm on, I can't even count anymore. With diabetes, with heart disease, with Crohn's disease, all things restricting what we eat, how we eat. I'm looking at our new acolyte here, soon to be a deacon, who is a trainer and a nutritionist and eats well. And I'm looking at my beautiful mother in the front row, who has made more meatballs in her life than we could possibly count, all leading to that heart disease that I just spoke about a few moments ago. But the temptation that maybe we're supposed to pay attention to is eat a little bit less, eat a little bit more healthy. This season of Lent calls us to fast a little bit. I'm looking at some of the health people, especially young Brad in the back row there. Understanding what it's like to eat the right way, or to even fast. The season of Lent calls us to abstain from certain foods, especially meat on Fridays, but also to fast. It used to be fasting almost every Friday, and now it's only Ash Wednesday and Good Friday. Imagine taking a break from terrible food, or taking a break from all the food that has been so bad for us. And for me, potato chips and too much wine and too much of anything. The second temptation, one that is kind of my favorite, is more time with yourself. But we often forget that we are never alone. For when we take that breather, when we take that breath, that's when God becomes closest to us. And that is what this whole meaning, this whole second temptation is all about. Throwing yourself off the paraclete. Test God, see if he'll catch you. I have every faith in my heart that God is watching over everyone in this room. Some of you with major career changes. Some of you with brand new marriages and relationships. Some of you struggling with work and life and things that have to be done. Don't tempt God. Just be confident. God will save you. God will be there. And finally, this last temptation. The last temptation of all. One that I recall vividly well. Being so excited about. Having power. Having the ability to make radical change. Darrell was very eloquent today as we set up Mass. Enjoy this. Enjoy this chapel. Enjoy the people who come. They don't have to be lined up around the block to be here. You don't have to be in a cathedral. Enjoy the love of God that you get to share with people who are important to you. The early church started in catacombs. During Nazi Germany, bishops were ordained in death camps, hidden from the world. That's what God is. God sometimes stops at St. Patrick's Cathedral to say hi, but for the most part, God is here in our hearts, in small gatherings around the world that pay attention. Today, on Eve's birthday, we started with Eve taking the rap for original sin. What Eve takes the rap for in reality is letting us all know it's okay to make mistakes. Smile. God is watching. And it's going to be a brighter day. God bless you all.